A short visit. Long memories. I was returning to my village, Mirat. After a long absence, the journey itself felt like a slow unwrapping of memory. When I reached Naogaon, the town was as noisy and restless as ever, buses coughing smoke, vendors shouting prices, people moving with urgent faces. From there, only two kinds of local transport waited for passengers heading toward the villages: the rickshaw and the Gari. The Gari looked almost like a rickshaw, but it had no hood at all. It was open to the sky, and if you sat on it, your legs could not be folded inside. They had to hang out, resting awkwardly on the iron sidebars. In the rainy season, the Gari was a gamble. You either trusted the sky or accepted getting soaked. I chose a rickshaw, brother. A familiar voice called out. I turned my head and smiled. It was Rashid. He was lean, dark-skinned, from years under the sun, his face shaped by quiet confidence. Rashid had been driving rickshaws for as long as I could remember. He knew me, and more importantly, I knew him. I had ridden his rickshaw many times over the years. He drove fast, yes, but never reckless. I had never once seen him break traffic rules. Going to Mirat? He asked, already lifting my bag. Yes, I replied. After 6 months. He nodded, as if 6 months were both a long time and no time at all. Sit comfortably, brother. The road will test us today. As we started moving, the paved road carried us smoothly for a while. The wheels hummed, the chain clicked rhythmically, and Rashid pedaled with practiced ease. But soon, the asphalt ended. The road turned into soil. For nearly 2 or 3 kilometers, there was no pavement, only earth. During the dry season, this road collected layers of fine dust. After rain, it transformed into something else entirely. Mud swallowed the wheels, and the surface became slippery, unpredictable. Alive, the previous night had brought rain. Now the road looked bruised and tired. Villagers moved cautiously, lifting their feet carefully. Some barefoot, some wearing worn sandals. A few had already slipped. Their clothes carried fresh stains of mud. Children laughed anyway. Adults cursed softly under their breath. Rashid slowed down. I could feel the rickshaw sway left and right as the wheels searched for grip. He adjusted his balance, leaning slightly, reading the road like a familiar book. Don't worry, he said without turning back. This road and I, we understand each other. I watched his hands tighten and loosen on the handle with precision. He wasn't fighting the road. He was cooperating with it. Suddenly he spoke again. Brother, are you feeling any problem? I smiled. No, I replied honestly. I'm enjoying this road. I'm not feeling any trouble at all. Actually, I'm enjoying the natural scenery. Green fields stretched endlessly on both sides. Small water bodies reflected the gray sky. Palm trees stood like silent guards. The smell of wet soil filled the air sharp clean. Deeply familiar. Rashid didn't know that I had already taken out my mobile phone. I was quietly snapping photos of the road, the sky, the village path. The way the world seemed slower here at one point. Rashid turned his head slightly and noticed my hand, taking pictures. He asked, amused. Yes, I said. I don't want to forget this feeling. He laughed softly, then did something unexpected. He began to sing. His voice wasn't trained, but it was honest. The song rose naturally, carried by the rhythm of pedaling. It was a Vawaya song, raw, emotional. It's born from rivers and separation. O Kigario Ve, Koto Robo, Ame Pantherdike, Chayari. The song floated over the muddy road, over the water, over my chest. For a moment, time folded into itself. The present journey merged with the past. After 6 months away, this was my first return to Mirat. News travels fast in villages. I knew that once people heard I had arrived, many would come to see me. Not out of formality, but familiarity. I had grown up here. I had studied in the village school. I wasn't a stranger. You've changed, Rashid said suddenly, breaking the silence. Have I? I asked. Yes, he replied, but not completely. That sentence stayed with me. As the rickshaw moved forward, memories began to rise, invited but welcome when I was a child. There were very few children in the village. Life was simple, but intense. Our days revolved around school, ponds, trees, and hunger. The tiffin bell was our favorite sound in the world. The moment it rang, we ran and not walked toward the pond bank. Mango trees stood there, heavy with fruit in season. Jujube trees scratched our arms as we climbed. Black plum trees stained our tongues purple. I was the leader then, not because I demanded it, but because I could do what others could not. If a tree looked impossible to climb, I climbed it. If a pond looked too wide, I crossed it. I could swim across ponds, even small rivers, tying cloth around my waist and trusting my breath. Fear had not yet learned my name. Villagers noticed that boy has no fear, they would say now. Sitting in Rashid's rickshaw, I wondered where that boy had gone or whether he was still inside me. Just quieter. Mirat is surrounded by water reservoirs. During the rainy season, the land surrenders to water. Fields disappear. Roads vanish. What was solid becomes liquid. Even the paths we trusted turn into streams. This village teaches you balance, Rashid said, pointing ahead. If you don't learn it, you fall. The rickshaw slowed as we approached the first houses. Mud walls, tin roofs, familiar doorways. A dog barked. A woman looked up from washing dishes. Someone recognized me. Is that you? A voice called out. Rashid stopped. I stepped down. Yes, I said. It's me. Smiles spread. Questions followed. Hands reached out. The village had not forgotten. As I stood there, my feet touching the same soil that once carried my fearless childhood steps, I understood something clearly. I had gone far, but I had never left. If you want next,